Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel Beauty Inside Out. I wanted to try on a new product. Actually, it's a new foundation from Giorgio Armani, and it is the the name of it is Maestro Glow number 5. And just yesterday, as I said, I was at Nordstrom and I was explaining to the lady over there. She's actually the manager for the Giorgio brand. And she was just on point. You can just feel when someone really knows her stuff. She was a makeup artist, and she was explaining to me that Giorgio Armani is actually a makeup artist brand similar to MAC, but Giorgio Armani is just the haute couture one. So anyhow, she was just on point with her information and all that, and I was just asking her so many questions because I feel that I just did my hair recently, my dye, and for the ones of you who are dyeing your hair, you know that after a point we get to a plateau of the color. So I feel that my color is now being at the plateau of the warmth, because this color was to be more warm, because the color that I had before was again at the plateau of being more cool. So now I am at this plateau now. I feel that they are very much toward the warm, and actually I wasn't sure, am I cool tone, am I warm tone? My veins, I think I talked about that before. A good way to know is the color of your veins, and my veins in daylight are actually green, and if your vein are more towards the blue in daylight, then you are more into the cool tones. But other signs, not gonna go over all of them today, but other signs were indicating me that I was more toward the cool tone. And when I went and shopped for different foundation, different lady at the counters, some would suggest that I was warm, some would suggest that I was cool. And then yesterday she said, no, you're just neutral, because she said you have redness in your skin, but your skin is mostly neutral. You see the color of my brows, they don't match right now, they don't match the color of my hair. And this is something that has always been so important to me, my brows. I feel that it's an important part of our face, and I had went to have some electrolysis done over the years, and the esthetician that did them, she went a little bit overboard and she removed a lot of them here and from the length. And as I get older, then they become thinner and thinner, so my brows are not what they used to be as the rest of everything in my face and in my body. But that's just the thing of aging. We just go with it. We have to go with it, otherwise then well, there's no other solution. And so my eyebrows, they don't match my hair right now, so I try to come back to equilibrate everything. So I was sharing all of this to her yesterday, but she did not have a lot of time. She was busy. She does other things in the store. Anyway, she was just on point, and she gave me an appointment for next week. But she actually tried a foundation on my skin, and I wanted to show you today because, you know, in the stores, it's never easy. It's never the right place, I find, to just take the first opinion and buy the foundation. I find that we should come home with the samples, and that's another thing in buying a good foundation from at the beauty counters, you can ask for samples, and don't be shy, because it's something we should do. We should see what the foundation looks like in the daylight, what it looks like inside, what it looks like other places than in the stores with different lighting. We're not under these lighting every day, so we should, and we absolutely should take samples out and try them. So maybe a good way, if you are like me on the lookout for a good foundation and you don't know what is your skin tone, we can trust the people that are there at the counter, but they're not gods, and they just go with their knowledge and their intuition, and they are also under this lighting that is not always right, so they judge our skin under this big lighting that is there in the stores. So they do what they can. So I find that we should ask for a pink undertone foundation, a neutral foundation, and a warm undertone foundation, and then we should come home and try them out. So they can help us with the tone. Is it darker or lighter? But there's so many other things to consider. So anyhow, I just wanted to come today while I was gonna do my makeup. I thought of showing it to you so you can give me your opinion on this foundation, and I can also see what it looks like on camera, because I do enjoy wearing a foundation when I do my videos. But recently I did not have one that I really enjoyed. The one that I started using when I started my channel a few years back, I think it's 2 years now, and it was the MAC just face and body in actually neutral, so N1. So the first one that suggested neutral to me, she was right, because I felt that my skin was better when I was using the face and body foundation. And then I went on to some that Chloe gave me, and then I bought the MAC mineralized one, but this one is in an undertone cool. Well, it says warm on the bottle, but warm is actually MAC. They go opposite. If it says warm, it's because you're cool tone. So all companies have different ways of naming their foundation. And then recently I was using Pure. I couldn't find what color this was, if it was for cool or warm tone. It was okay, but I want to show you what this one does to my skin, because as she said, my undertone is mostly neutral, but I have a lot of redness in my skin. So this one just blocks the redness, and of course I need a full makeup after wearing this, because it just blocks everything, and I look like I'm just all one color. But the main thing that I like is that it brings my face to the same color of my neck. Anyways, this is how it looks. It looked like yesterday. I hope it's gonna still be the same, because I'm really thinking of getting this foundation. Next week I'm gonna take an appointment with her and for a full consultation. So let's go ahead to apply my foundation. I had a period when I was using the face and body from MAC. I used to be using a brush, a kabuki brush. This one is from Sigma, and it's their kabuki flat angle kabuki number F88, and all of the bristles are synthetic. So when applying my foundation with this brush, I find that it gives a fuller coverage, And when I use a sponge, this one just comes from the drugstore, a dupe for the beauty blender, I find that it gives sort of a natural look. And yesterday she applied it with her fingers, so this is what I'm gonna do today. I'm just gonna apply it with my fingers. I find that the heat of our hands just does another effect, and you'll see how this one goes. Oh, it's so hard to open. Yeah, let's go ahead and dirty myself now. So it's just a little sample like that they give you at Nordstrom, but they can give you samples everywhere. And she actually put only 4 drops yesterday for my full face. So since I don't have a lot, I'm just gonna go ahead and dip my finger into it. And I just want to do a small area so you can see. I hope you can see the difference. Yeah, she actually used these 2 fingers, and she said that we should use them as a tool. It does apply very, very easily. It's very thin. Let me bring you closer to me. I'm actually filming in the daylight today because it's in the morning, and like I said, I changed my setting a little bit, so I'm now in my office. So I feel that it's so natural, but I think you can see here it's have more redness, and here it cuts all the redness. So let's apply more. Let's continue on with this side.
Let's continue this side. So it gets to my forehead. Seems like I'm making a lot of noise, but I'm not doing this very hard on my skin.
Let's go around my mouth. My mouth is my most problem area. Like I said, I had some electrolysis done because I had a few hair coming out of this thing here, and I had a few hair coming out of places that I didn't like, and I had a little bit of a mustache. I didn't have a big mustache, but I went ahead and do the electrolysis over to the mustache and on my eyebrows. I should have never done that, but there's no such thing as regretting. I try not to regret anything in my life because what's done, it's done. But I find that with having electrolysis for many years, because actually the electrolysis didn't seem to work on myself, so I kept on going back and going back and going back for a few years, and every week it was just like a regular appointment. I would go and go and go, just like a bad habit. And I find that with the years, I'm pretty sure that my upper lip is getting more wrinkled. I find that for my age it's a little bit premature, but I think I've had too much electrolysis. I've killed all of the good cells around my mouth, and I'm pretty sure it's related because my mother was not as wrinkled as that, and yeah, I shouldn't be. I didn't lose any weight. There's no good explanation for me, for my upper lips to be so much wrinkle at my age. So what to do? I might do something about it, but I just don't know what would be good and what would be a wise decision. So can you see the difference between both sides of my face? I think I can see the difference. So I didn't put a lot, but I think it's just blocking all of the redness. See, I have more redness because I always blow my nose, and here it seems more even. I guess I could put more. Today I'm just gonna add a full coat, and I might just try and add and build up on it, because I find that for my videos on camera, like for every day, I would go just like this, not more than that for sure, because I don't like a full coverage. I do like a more natural look. But again, this foundation is a bit different because I never had a foundation that would just block the color from my skin. So it's a bit different, but I find that it's a good match for my neck, don't you think? So I'm just gonna go ahead, apply a thin coat, and come back, and then we're gonna build on top of that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply another thin coat, just with, again, my fingers. So here I have a little breakout. Don't know why, but I do. I did not use any new products, so I don't know. And let's just apply little dots all over just to build up. Very, very thin. It's nothing heavy because I didn't have a lot. I think she wanted me to go back and buy some. But it's okay. It was just to try on. Let's go closer because this is up close and personal today. So I think I am satisfied with it. Again, when I come out of this room, I will see a little bit more what it looks like, and when I do my full makeup, I will be able to see. But I wanted to come here and share this experience with you. I know it's a big deal because foundation is really the foundation of our makeup. I don't like a makeup. The more I get older, I don't like a foundation that will leave you all cakey and that you feel older when wearing it. This is not what we want. We just want to feel at our best. So sometimes wearing a foundation I end up looking worse, to say the least. So sometimes I prefer not wearing any foundation. If I'm going to look cakey and just like an old skin, older than what it is, and when I mean older, I think a beautiful old skin, well hydrated, is beautiful. But a skin that we try to hide and cover up with all kinds of makeup, then I find it feels like an old skin. Maybe I can just show you what I did apply just before my foundation, because you have to prep your skin before applying a foundation. Otherwise, again, it will not give you the same result as if your skin was prepared. So just came out of the shower, and then right after I damped my face, and I went and applied a few splash of Ohoma from Lush. So it's just a spray like this, just like water, and I leave it in. I just and I leave it there, and then I went on with my 20% C plus E plus ferulic acid from Timeless, again as I demonstrated in my skincare routine. And on top of that, I applied Matrixyl 3000, the serum, and I finished off with my Gorgeous from Lush. So my skin was prepared, and then applying the foundation is just giving a more the lady over there, her name is Aura. She has just the most beautiful name. She said that this foundation gives a sort of a bouncy look to the face. But now I can see the lighting, I think it changed, and I can see that what I saw yesterday, my face is just all the same color. So I absolutely do need a full makeup with this. So I'm just gonna go and apply a little bit of contouring, some blush, and I'm gonna finish off my makeup, because you just can't go out like this. It's just so straight, no definition at all. So thank you so much for accompanying me while trying out this foundation, and I will for sure let you know what I have decided, if I decided to buy this foundation or not. And please leave any comment that you feel like sharing. What is your favorite foundation? What is your experience with foundation? Do you have a favorite foundation that you feel would be good for me? Then I can learn more also. I'm always on the lookout to find the best foundation. But you know what she said also yesterday that I did like? She said, you know, it's just like a like our wardrobe. You don't always wear the same thing. You have different pieces in your wardrobe, so you need different pieces in your wardrobe of cosmetics. So she said some days I will wear this foundation, but then another day, because of the quality of my skin or the temperature or the color of my skin, I will wear a different foundation. So let's try this one for a while and see what it does for me. Have a beautiful week wherever you are, whatever you do, and remember that true beauty truly starts from within.